Hey everyone, as you probably guessed with the title in the video, I found myself exploring the exotic island of Taiwan, known for its sacred temples and night markets, as well as stunning coastlines meeting mountain ranges along the eastern coastline. I was lucky enough to spend 14 days traveling around this diverse country, visiting each corner from far north in Taipei to Kenting far south in the tropics, and Nantou located in the center, with attractions such as mountain hiking, temple trekking, and beaches scattered throughout. If you're looking to do the same, or just a bit of inspiration for an upcoming trip to Taiwan, I created an additional video going through my travel itinerary of this amazing island. Click the box in the corner of the screen or check out the link in the description below. For this video, I'm going to go through the basic information you need to know before you travel to Taiwan, so without further ado, let's get started. As with any holiday, I always like to plan ahead just to gain a perspective of what's potentially fun and exciting, and try to come up with an itinerary that allows me to fit in as much as I can. Before going on this trip, I made sure to check out visa status, languages, currencies used in each area, transport links, and accommodation. I mentioned multiple currencies as when I was in Vietnam, they mostly used American dollars or euros rather than their own currency for most places. This annoyed me because not only did I pay exchange rate fees for their native currency, I then had to pay additional fees to switch to American dollars or euros. Firstly, Taiwan allows visa-free travel to most tourists for up to 30 days, or in my case using my Australian passport, 90 days. This allowed for speeding up the process of booking the trip and moving on to the fun stuff. Just in case though, I would recommend you visit the Taiwanese immigration site shown on screen for full details and to confirm whether you need one or not. The main language spoken is Chinese Mandarin. However, traditional Chinese is used in Taiwan as opposed to mainland China who use simplified Chinese. Taiwan is also a major international business trade district and tourist destination throughout Taipei City, so English is quite popular. It is only when it comes to the countryside or other smaller cities that non-English speakers are more apparent, even in tourist destinations. Despite this, however, if you utilize Google Lens, you'll be just fine traveling around. The country's currency is the new Taiwan dollar. This was the only currency used in all of the destinations I visited, whether it was stores or night markets. Taiwan is a relatively cheap holiday destination, with the countryside considerably cheaper than Taipei. I did not experience a single moment where a local tried to rip me off or take extra money, whether in the city or the countryside. Everyone was extremely respectful. Even when I offered to let them keep the change, they insisted I take it back. I managed to visit Taiwan at the end of November and the start of December, and the weather was almost perfect despite being the cusp of winter. On my last day in Taiwan, the weather turned for the worst and it rained, but that did not stop the fun. I'd say summer is the best season to visit no matter where you intend to visit. Summer reaches peaks of 38 degrees Celsius and is perfect for beach days as well as mountain hiking. Hiking in summer is also doable as temperatures in the mountains are between 6 degrees to 12 degrees Celsius all year round. Autumn and spring are also great seasons to visit. Based on my own experience, I would say winter is also quite pleasant. Taiwan is the perfect size to hire a car and drive all around the island. Although in order to experience everything, I would recommend more than 14 days for this. I was able to see a majority of the island, however it was quite rushed in some areas. I drove for a total of 2,215 kilometers during my trip. The metro in Taipei City is extremely reliable, convenient and clean, so you won't need to hire a car there, but it's absolutely needed for any of the countryside areas in the mountains where transport is lacking. For the Taiwan Metro, you can buy single journey tokens which you scan on the machines for access and then insert into the machines at the end of the journey. You can also purchase the Taiwan Metro Easy Card, similar to London's Oyster Card or Bangkok's Rabbit Card, which is 100 new Taiwan dollars, or just over £2, from which you can top up with additional money. The card can be purchased from all metro stations as well as convenience stores such as 7-Eleven, Family Mart, High Life or OK Mart. The most expensive journey is still less than £1, so the Taipei Metro is extremely affordable and provides exceptional service. My only negative point for the Taipei Metro is that it does not operate 24 hours a day, not even the airport line. The last metro leaving the airport is midnight, with the first at 6 AM. These cards can also be used on local buses. I used the bus once to get to the National Palace Museum, and they're quite outdated and noisy, although they still had air conditioning and were quite cheap. Taiwan also boasts world-famous high-speed bullet trains which take you to all major cities, and they look stunning. I did not use any during my trip as I hired a car, but these are an affordable alternative if you just want to visit each city. The maximum fare from Taipei City to Kaohsiung City in the far south I could find was 1,350 new Taiwan dollars, or approximately £35 return. The bullet train also takes 90 minutes to travel the full length of the island. If you opt to hire a car, it's important to know the basic driving laws. These are: you have to be at least 20 years old to hire a car in Taiwan with a valid driving license from your home country. I was also required to show proof of an international driving permit, which has never been requested in any other country I've been to. The average speed limit is 50 km an hour in urban centres, 80 km an hour in rural areas, and 110 km an hour on motorways, with driving on the right-hand side similar to the United States or Europe. I will be posting a more in-depth video about my driving experience in Taiwan, as I did find this to be one of the more complicated places to drive and learn on the spot, due to their signage, traffic light configurations and speed limits, as a lot of the signs and signals in use do not reflect the usual international standards in other countries. I normally pride myself with booking accommodation through Airbnb whenever I'm on holiday, in order to stay with a family from the country and fully immerse myself in the culture and day-to-day lives of those who live there. However, after continued searching for properties, I found the prices to be extremely high and ended up resorting to booking a mixture of hotels from Agoda and Booking.com. Despite this, I felt right at home, and the street markets and parks and people roaming the streets around each hotel made up for the integration into the culture. I'll leave a few recommendations of hotels I stayed at in the description below. Hopefully this video was helpful and gave you some insights on what you can expect in Taiwan should you choose to travel there. If you'd like to see my full itinerary of my holiday in Taiwan, I'll leave a link to the video in the description below. This highlights all the sites I chose to visit during my 14 days, as well as how much the entire trip costed. If you have any questions or feedback about this video, please do leave it in the comments and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. I've also listed a few additional links in the description which may be of benefit to you if you're planning a trip here. If you found this video to be helpful, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. It really does help me out and costs nothing to you. I also post very frequently on Instagram if you'd like to follow my adventures closer to real time, link also in the description. I'd also like to give a very special thank you to Uwen, who provided immense help communicating with locals who did not speak English, as well as overall assistance in planning the trip, ensuring I had the best time possible. This is Adam, and I'll see you next time. Bye.